Okay, good evening. So today we are going to discuss about some of the articles in the editorial page. So there are three major articles or three important articles are going to discussed here. So one is the first articles is about the domicile based reservation. The second articles is related to the ASHA workers. The third one about the tribals in the Himalaya region. So these are the three topics we are going to discuss from the today's editorial page. The first one is, as I said, the domicile-based reservation. Actually, in the month of November 2024, the Supreme Court struck down the reservation which is based on the domicile. Okay, which means uh, the domicile-based reservation for the PG admission in the medical college. Okay, the postgraduate medical admission, the state should not follow the reservation which is based on domicile one. Okay, so for that, some of the valid point was put up from the Supreme Court side. Supreme Court said the in the entire constitution that talks about only one domicile. Okay, there is no two domicile, or there is no two regional things. There is no, okay, the constitution itself gives right to every person to settle anywhere, to move anywhere. Okay, and these are the rights enshrined by the constitution. So there is no specific or the special domicile which is mentioned in the constitution. There is only one domicile, so everyone can go anywhere and can choose their institution or higher educational institution for practicing their profession. Okay, this is one point they are highlighting. Second point, if you are giving reservation based on the domicile concept or domicile, uh, then it is violating the Article 14, the right to equality. It is violating Article 14. So because of these views, the Supreme Court struck down the reservation which is based on the domicile. Okay, for the PG admission in the medical colleges. And the third one suggestion is given by the same Supreme Court. It said you have to follow the admission in the postgraduate courses in the medical colleges through the merit based, that is, which is already conducted by the NEET exam. Okay, so these are the pointers discussed or suggested by the Supreme Court. So now the articles highlights some of the pros and cons of the Supreme Court verdiction. From state point of view, some of the valid points are there, and from the Supreme Court point of view, some of the valid points are there. Okay, and some of the states, especially from the Tamil Nadu, it says, it argues, or it is ready to file a review petition against the Supreme Court case or Supreme Court uh, decision on the domicile-based reservation for the PG admission in medical colleges. So by saying some of the valid point, one is it will affect the state investment. Okay, it's a state investment on the medical colleges or infrastructure. This is one of the point. And already the state government, especially from Tamil Nadu, follows a 69% reservation. So it will affect the social equality among the candidates who are opting for the PG admission in the government medical colleges. Okay, so these are the points discussed from the highlighted from the state government. Okay, and how the author is having different opinion related to this case that we will see now. This is the first one. The second article, which is talks about the ASHA workers and how the around 20 years are over after implementing the ASHA workers. It is about 2000, okay, 5, and now around 20 years are over. So how these workers are being treated, are being encouraged to do the same work. So some of the suggestion also given in the articles to encourage the same workers. Okay. Then third one, third articles talks about the tribal people in the Himalaya region, and the title of the article itself is almost different. It talks about the title itself. It says the who will apologize to the Himalayas, which means they are comparing with the Norway Parliament, because recently the Norway Parliament has apologized with the one of the tribal group. Okay, due to the discrimination law which was existed. Okay, if Norwegian government is apologizing and taken care of their tribal people, so the tribal people who are in the Himalayan regions are also accepted. So who is going to take apology? Who is going to give apology? This is what the author put up the title and with a question mark. Okay, these are the three topics we will discuss now. Fine. Okay. So now we will move to the editorial, the first topic which already we have discussed, that is the over centralization threaten the federal health policy. This is what all of you keep the newspaper with you, because it is not that much clear in the screen. And whatever the point I have highlighted, that I will inform, I will read here, and you can note it in the newspaper itself, or note it down in the separate current affair notebook. Okay. So this is what I said already now. So the case already I explained. In the January 2025, the Supreme Court ruled out that the domicile-based reservation for PG medical admission are unconstitutional. Okay. Under Article 14, it violates the right to equality. This other point, one of the point is highlighted by the Supreme Court. Okay, so this is a one, and another one point given by the same Supreme Court says is there is only one domicile. So nothing like a provincial domicile, state domicile. There is only one domicile. So as per the Constitution, every person can move, can settle, then across all over the India, and the citizens, they have the right to choose the residents anywhere in India. At the same time, they can carry out their trade profession anywhere. This is what the Constitution says under Article 19. Okay, so the state quota PG, the state quota for the postgraduate medical seat must be filled through the NEET merit alone. This is a suggestion given by the Supreme Court. Okay, suppose if you do not follow domicile based reservation for the PG admission in the medical college, then what to do next? The next you have to follow the merit based admission one. And but this one, then Tamil Nadu again they reacted over this verdict, and it was ready to file a review petition or against the decision. Because it's giving, it also gives some valid point. That's what highlighted in the editorial. So in the first paragraph, it talks about the what was the case about. Okay, it was struck down. It was struck down the domicile based reservation, the postgraduate medical admission in the respective medical colleges in the state. Okay, and it violates this one. It violates Article 14. It violates Article 14 of the Constitution. Okay, and because of this decision given by the Supreme Court, it has some it creates some complex relationship. This one, the complex relationship between medical education policies and state public health planning. Okay, medical education policies and public health planning. This is what the point it is because of this decision. And why the complicated is created means these are the points is there. One is because state allocate substantial resources. Okay, it has a state responsibility. Particular state is allocating the substantial resources to train medical students and expecting these graduates will contribute to the local healthcare system. Okay, so why the state government is spending lot of amount or investing more on the infrastructure facility to these medical, the PG medical candidate with the hope of they will do or they will contribute to the local healthcare system. The one. Another point from the state government is this: if you eliminate the domicile-based postgraduate reservation, okay, so there is an essential distinction between the undergraduate and postgraduate. It's a common point that okay, because undergraduate is different and post-graduation is different. Okay, but how it is going to affect it? It will increase. Okay, if you say you have to do the admission based on the merit base, then need external resources needed or external recruitment needed. Okay, and that will that external recruitment maybe yeah, create unpredictability and inefficiency. This is another point. And in this paragraph, again, the state government side, it argues that it will weaken the incentive for the state, the decision given by the Supreme Court, it will weaken or it will reduce the incentives or it will reduce the whatever the investment which is being done by the state government over the PG medical candidates. Okay, it will reduce. Okay, so overall, the investment in the medical education will reduce. So that will affect a competitive federalism. Okay, it's a very competitive federalism. This is what. So these are the points in this uh, column. Okay, so once again, I'm repeating the first paragraph. It talks about what was the case is all about, how it is violating the Article 14, and how the states are reacting because the state government is investing more on the PG medical candidate with the hope of they will contribute to the local healthcare system. But suppose if it is being followed as per the Supreme Court rule, then they need the external resources and or external recruitment which may be unpredictable or inefficiency lead to inefficiency, and it will affect the competitive federalism. Okay, these are the point. So now come to the second. Okay, and here author is comparing with the aims and all different things. Okay, aims and all different. Okay, there are three major all India medical institutions are there. The aims, then the postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research, then Jawaharlal Nehru Postgraduate Medical Education and Research, JIMPER. So these are all. So these are the colleges which are all granted selection autonomous. These are the colleges they have given the autonomous status for the selection. So this is what state also expecting. If you have given the central institute for autonomy in their selection, why you are not giving the same autonomy to the state? Because state is investing more. The particular states are investing more on their postgraduate medical system. Okay, this is one of the point. And another one issue they are taken to support their own argument under Article 21. So under Article 21, what it says, it's a talks about right to life. Okay, right to life, which include the access to adequate healthcare system. Access to this one, access to adequate healthcare system. So while the public health remains under state legislative competence, அதாவது அந்த பப்ளிக் ஹெல்த் கேர் வந்து ஸ்டேட்டோட கண்ட்ரோல்ல இருந்தா ஓகே தென் த ரைட் டு லைஃப் விச் அது வந்து எதுல ஃபுல்ஃபில் ஆகும் அடிக்குவேட் ஹெல்த் கேர் ப்ரொவைட் பண்றதுல ஃபுல்ஃபில் ஆகும் ஓகே இஃப் இட் இஸ் அண்டர் ஸ்டேட் கண்ட்ரோல் இப்ப இல்ல அப்படின்னா இட் வில் நாட் ஃபுல்ஃபில் த அப்ஜெக்டிவ் ஆஃப் ஆர்டிகல் 21 அதுதான். Okay, and another one part நம்ம ஏற்கனவே சொன்னோம் already we have talked it is a crucial part of the state's health infrastructure. Okay, and a broader view la நம்ம அந்த article 21 பார்க்கணும்னா if you want to see the article 21 in a broader view, then it talks about the right to life, right, public health and medical education, everything is included. State government need for autonomy in the selection process at the undergraduate, postgraduate and super specialty level. This is what state wants. These are one of the suggestions raised by the author. Okay, how the central institutes are having the autonomy in the selection. Likewise, the state government institution must have the autonomy in the selection. Okay, for undergraduate and postgraduate and special, where it is, super specialty level. Okay, so for what purpose this one? For what purpose? To ensure the local healthcare needs. Okay, and this is one negative statement he has given. Not negative statement, it's a constructive criticism he highlighted here. The excess centralization. Okay, even powered by the court ruling, it restricts state from the formulating policies suited to their public health needs and socio-economic circumferences. என்ன அப்படின்னா எக்ஸசிவ் சென்ட்ரலைசேஷனும் கோர்ட்டோட இன்வால்மெண்ட்டும் இந்த மெடிக்கல் ரிலேட்டட் எஜுகேஷனல் ரிலேட்டட் இப்போ ஹெல்த் கேர் பாலிசி மேல இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா ஸ்டேட் கேனாட் அதான் ஸ்டேட் கேனாட் ப்ரொவைட் ஆர் the formulate the policies, okay, which cannot provide the policies or formulate the policies which are related to the public health care and cannot able to fulfill the socio-economic circumstances. இதுதான் சொல்லுது. So public health care பாலிசியும் social economic environmentum பெட்டரா இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னா the over centralization should not be there and the court should not overrule over the decision of the state government. இதுதான் the author is giving one of the valid suggestion. Okay, and so now here another one constructive criticism is highlighted by the author. How it is means the court said you do not follow domicile based PG reservation. Instead, you follow merit based reservation. So merit based reservation in the sense we are having NEET exam. Okay, NEET exam for the PG also, PG courses. What happened? Even in the NEET, even if you have 0, okay, you can fill the vacancies. Then what is the meaning of conducting NEET exam? அதாவது நீட் எக்ஸாம் மூலமா மெரிட் மூலமா நீ அட்மிஷன் போட்டுக்கோ. ஆனா நீட் எக்ஸாம்ல வந்து 0 மார்க் இருந்தாலும் யூ கேன் டேக் த அட்மிஷன். ஓகே, தென் இட்ஸ் then the the recruitment process itself diluted by the decision made by the central government. Okay, so the court should involve or interfere over its policy, but அது பண்ண முடியாது. Okay, so one side courts give one suggestion, another side the same suggestion is diluted by the central government. This is what how the over centralization that threaten the federal health policy. Okay, this one guy, this one, and that come to this paragraph here. I have highlighted that the administrative efficiency should be measured not by the merit alone, but by the outcome that promise societal good and redress structural inequalities. அதாவது this one point you can note it down. வெறும் merit based மட்டும் வராம, okay, it should promote the outcome of the admission should promote social good and societal good and structural inequality address பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கணும் இது சொல்லுது. Okay, so another one, the economic survey 2024-25 also highlighted another valid point. The economic survey yearly they will release, no? So the 24-25 economic survey, it highlights domicile based reservation enhance for the government itself supports the domicile based reservation. So domicile based reservation enhance improving healthcare access and mitigate regional disparities. Okay, and it's aligned with broader, more inclusive definition of merit. அதாவது economic survey itself supporting support to the domicile based reservation, it increasing the healthcare access and it reduce the regional disparities among the candidate. Okay, so it has to be taken care, one. And then now then here some of the suggestion is given. They have to be reconsider the decision. Why means the retaining the specialist within the state healthcare system is the more pressing than ever. அதாவது ஒரு போஸ்ட் கிராஜுவேட் டாக்டர் அந்த ரீட்டைன் பண்றது அவ்வளவு ஈஸி கிடையாது. And the importance of postgraduate doctors in the particular state is uh, already experienced during the COVID time. Okay, this is what the author is highlighted. This area. Okay, this area. Today, retaining the specialist within the state healthcare system is some of the very stressful one than ever, particularly in the light of crises such as the COVID-19 pandemic and the raising the burden of non-communicable diseases. Okay, so if you want to retain certain regional based or domicile based postgraduate doctors, then it must be the reservation. We have to follow the domicile based reservation. Another one. And what are the other points are weakening or reducing the state from the state side, that is given by the same author. One is it weakened the state investment, already we discussed, and it exacerbating the regional disparity. அது இருக்கும் ஏன்னா regional disparities கட்டாயம் வந்துரும். ஏன்னா if you are not taking the candidate based domicile based, or if you are rejecting the domicile based reservation, which means the regional disparity inequality will come, and it will erode the competitive federalism. அது இருக்காது. Okay, so this one, and that is why the state retain. So that is why the state should retain the autonomy is necessary in admission, in infrastructure development, in education policies, and their healthcare decision making. Okay, so if it is not so, then the over centralization will threaten the federal health policy. Okay, you understand? So once again, read the entire article from the newspaper, and whatever the points I have highlighted, that also you can take a note down separately in the newspaper notebook. Okay, so we will move to the second one. Second topic is somewhat a small one and easy. It is so the ASHA is accredited social health activist. It was established in the 2005. Okay, and who they are, it is mentioned here. They are to be the link between the community and the public healthcare delivery system. Okay, community go public healthcare delivery system பாலம் or a link or bridge, we can say, around millions of healthcare activists are there in the across country. And what are their function? These are their function. What are they? The recording birth and death data, implementing intervention in non-communicable diseases and communicable diseases. Okay, and tropical diseases, and serve as a crucial reproductive and maternal newborn child and adults and health role. Okay, among others, and monitoring health, hygiene, and sanitation in the community. These are all their work. Okay, so because of their contribution in the World Health Organization, they gave one award in the year 2022. Okay, the gave the award Director General's Global Health Leaders Award in 2022. It was given to ASHA workers towards protecting them and promoting health. But yet, yeah, here, yet around 20 years after ASHA were created, the workers are still on the street protesting for their wages and equitable treatment. ஏன்னா ASHA workers, it is considered as a volunteers. Okay, அப்ப என்ன சஜஷன் ஆத்தர் கொடுக்காங்கன்னா, instead of calling them as a volunteers, you promote them as a permanent worker, one, and increase their salary. because generally at present condition they can earn from 5,000 to 15,000 only. But they have to work a lot. They have to move. They have to walk and reach the public for collecting data and providing the medicines, everything. Okay, so one is in the job status, you provide your job status and you give the good remuneration and you provide other facilities also, but at the same time some other facility already given. For example, the some other packages it is providing coverage for accident and death and disability. Okay, and truth is there is a heavy load on ASHA. Okay, that is heavy load on ASHA workers. So frequently missing the meals, having their little time to take care of their own health and own family. Okay, so that is why the government should take care of these three areas. One is their job status, another one is their remuneration, the third one is other benefits and reducing the load and all. Okay, these are the points which was highlighted in this article. The next one, so who will apologize to the Himalayans? Himalayans-காக யாரு வந்து மன்னிப்பு கேட்க போவது யார்? Why they have to apologize, that we need to think. So before that, why these articles come into the picture? Because recently the Norway government or Norway parliament, okay, they have done the apology for its assimilation policies targeting. அதாவது assimilation policyனா ஒருங்கிணைக்கிற ஒரு பாலிசி. அந்த பாலிசி யாரை டார்கெட் பண்ணி அதாவது எகெயின்ஸ்டா இருந்திருக்கு அப்படின்னா the Sami, Heaven and forest Finn people. These are the tribal people in that region. Okay, and it was implemented in the year 1952 and 1960. For what was that assimilation policy? To suppress indigenous language and cultures. To suppress, அதாவது அதை குறைக்கிறது, அதை நெருக்கிறது. To suppress the indigenous language அவங்களுடைய கல்ச்சரை நசுக்கிறது. So alongside the apology, the government proposed measure to address ongoing discrimination. இப்போ government வந்து இப்போ என்ன சொல்லுது? So one side it is apologized with those communities, targeted communities, and it ready to provide some of the some of the policies for their betterment of life. So they have replaced the Norway government. It was repealed the discriminatory laws and established some of the steps as favorable steps towards to these tribal communities. Okay, and okay, so this is one side. This is one side. Now come to Himalayan side. In parallelly, the author is comparing with in our Himalayan side tribal people. In the Himalaya region, around 2,500 kilometers from the Afghanistan to the northeast that we know, and the same Himalayan region have the world's largest ice reserves after the North Pole and South Pole that we know. Okay, and like the Nordics, Himalayan communities also face some climate related dangers or disasters. Okay, because of the resource exploitation. Okay, because in the name of resource exploitation, the tribal communities who are living in the Himalaya regions also in the danger condition by facing the natural calamities, okay, or natural disasters. And the entire Himalayan regions are having around 52 million people from different regions and different clans. In a prelim point of view, these are all important. தனியா எழுது நோட்ல எழுதி வச்சுக்கோ. Okay, என்னன்னா the Gadis and Kinnaras of Himachal Pradesh, Lapchas and Bhuktias and Mons in the Sikkim and Ladakh, and a diverse group in Arunachal Pradesh such as Abor, Akka, Patani, and Mishmi. and other ethnic group in the span of Afghanistan, the Khas, this one, Pakistan and Afghanistan and Nepal. Okay, these communities have faced waves of assimilation through colonialism, colonialism, post-independence nation-building process, and neoliberal economic policies. These are all affected by these three different stages of action. One is during the time of colonialism process and post-independence அப்புறம் நேஷன் பில்டிங்ல பேர்ல நடந்த டெவலப்மெண்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் நியோலிபரல் எக்கனாமிக் பாலிசிங்கிற பேர்ல இப்ப நடக்கிற எக்ஸ்பிளாய்டேஷன்ஸ். ஸோ தீஸ் ஆர் ஆல் அஃபெக்டட். So now come to this paragraph. So in Himachal and Uttarakhand, forest laws were enacted to ensure the regular supply of timber for laying the railway lines in India. இதுதான் during the colonial period. Colonial periodல வந்து how they were exploited in their forest. This paragraph talks about. Okay, around more than 80,000 kilometers of track were laid in the subcontinent during the British time. Okay, so great chunk of forest were the great areas destroyed, forest areas were destroyed to meet the demand for railway sleepers. And the salt forest of the Garwal and Kunum, for example, were failed even to desolation. That the entire forest they destroyed for the railway purpose. This one. And then again, during the time of fifth and sixth 5-year plan, okay, rapid resource exploitation in the tribal region began to disrupt the local ecosystem and culture. That is second post independence. ஒரு பாயிண்ட் பார்த்தோம்ல post independenceல வந்து how they were disturbed. Okay, in the fifth and sixth 5-year plan, okay, it exploit the tribal region which affect the local ecosystem and their culture. Then in the 1990s marked the significant shift in Himalayan governance. Okay, the Himalayan governance this paragraph, the state to generate their own revenue, the tourism and hydropower become the dominant economic activities. The hydropower economic already we have seen some of the article. Okay, the cloud bursts, the glacier burst, and recently a big dam was destroyed. Okay, and because of this series of dams which were built over the Himalayan region, it may lead to major earthquake also. So recently the tremor felt in the Delhi region. That also because of these developmental activities in that region. Okay, this is what. So that is what here some of the words highlighted like. The leading to extensive environmental degradation and cultural erosion. One side, the tribal peoples and their culture, their language are affected. Another side, environmental degradation is going on. The third, because of this, the disasters are about to come. Okay, due to this developmental activities under the name of neoliberal economic policies. This one. And in a and always some of the developmental project like building dams, they're all bypass the local laws. Other local laws is state law and undermine the tribal land ownership governed by the customary practice. And there is a because of the bureaucrat and politician relationship, the corporations they are facilitating the large scale land acquisition for hydropower. So entire the hydropower project in that region, the author is giving one new word, that is hydrocriminality. But we should not use such kind of word in the answer writing. But you can keep it in mind. And so the government should taken care of their cultural preservation and environmental sustainability. This is what. So what suggestion we have to give? Simply apologies also not a meaningful one. Okay, simply the government can come with a clean statement that entire Himalayan region, these many 52 million peoples are affected because of the policies which were followed from the colonial period and post-independence period and the neoliberal economic policy. So we are apologizing for all those things. It is not it is not needed. Instead, how we are going to protect these tribal people, their indigenous languages, their culture, and through which how the environmental degradation is going to stop, and by which how the national natural calamities or disasters not going to occur in that region. Already the entire Himalayan belt is the prone of earthquake. So how we are going to handle? Okay, if something is happening, these are the things are needed. Okay, instead of simply apologizing to the Himalayans tribal. Okay, so these are the today's topics we have discussed, and we will see some of the topics in tomorrow's newspaper. Okay, thank you.